Son Wukong versus Micheal Demiurgos. Two beings who break reality just by existing. One rewrote the ledgers of death and turned heaven into a personal playground. The other is the raw power that makes heavens and existence possible at all. Today, we find out which one remains when those two forces finally meet. Son Wukong, the great sage equal to heaven, the Monkey King from Journey to the West, is one of the most ridiculously overpowered characters in all of mythology and literature. He is a stone monkey, born from a magic rock on Flower Fruit Mountain, who decided mortality was optional. He studied under the immortal patriarch Subodhi, mastered the 72 transformations, learned the cloud somersault, and then proceeded to stack immortality like it was a video game achievement. He stormed the underworld, beat up the judges and kings of hell, and erased his name plus every other monkey's from the book of life and death. He ate the peaches of immortality, he drank the Jade Emperor's immortal wine, he swallowed Laozi's entire batch of longevity elixir pills. By the time heaven tried to execute him, blades, axes, lightning, fire, and even attempted beheading did nothing. He had multiple overlapping layers of immortality locked in, often counted as 7 or more. His signature weapon is the Ruyi Jingu Bong, the compliant golden hooped rod. It weighs 13,500 jin, around 8 tons, 17,550 pounds, can shrink to the size of a needle and hide behind his ear, or grow tall enough to prop up the sky. He swings that thing like it's a normal staff, and has claimed it can hold up the heavens if they ever collapse. Speed? One cloud somersault covers 108,000 li, roughly 54,000 kilometers in a single leap. That's more than halfway around the Earth in one jump. He can do it repeatedly, and once claimed he could travel to the western heaven and back 50 times before the sun set. Now the real flexes. He single-handedly wrecked the entire army of heaven. We're talking 100,000 celestial soldiers, the 4 heavenly kings, Neza, the 28 constellations, the 9 luminaries, the planetary deities, and more. He laughed his way through it, using martial skill, transformations, and pure chaos. When they finally brought in Erlong Sen, one of heaven's absolute best, the two of them had an all-time legendary transformation battle, turning into birds, fish, temples, and fought to a standstill until outside interference decided the outcome.
Heaven tried to refine him out of existence in Laozi's 8 trigrams furnace for 49 days. The furnace was designed to separate the immortal substances from his body and destroy him completely. Wukong just sat in the corner where the fire didn't reach properly, and when they opened it, he burst out stronger than ever, now with fiery golden eyes, Huayan Jinjing, that see through every illusion, disguise, and demonic trick for hundreds of miles. Strength? He once carried 2 mountains on his shoulders, one of them Mount Sumeru, the cosmic axis that supports the infinite sky in Buddha's cosmology, while running at the speed of a meteor. He can grow until his body fills the universe. If I want to be big, I can fill the universe, or shrink smaller than a strand of hair. Using the method of modeling heaven and earth, he has ballooned to 10,000 zong tall, tens of thousands of feet, with a head like a mountain and eyes like lightning. He plucks hairs from his body, chews them, blows with his immortal breath, and creates thousands of perfect clones that fight independently. Those same hairs and his breath can turn into weapons, animals, ropes, tools, or almost anything else he needs. He can command wind, part water, freeze enemies in place, create protective circles demons cannot cross, heal, and manipulate souls to a degree. On the journey to the west, he kept stacking wins against demons that threatened entire regions or worse. He repeatedly dismantled the White Bone Demon's schemes, survived and overcame the Yellow Wind Demon's storm, described in some readings as capable of wrecking heaven, earth, and the underworld, battled Red Boy and his Samadhi True Fire, went toe-to-toe with the Bull Demon King, and killed his own perfect duplicate, the 6-eared macaque, who matched him in power, skill, and knowledge. He claims the ability to subdue dragons and tigers, overturn rivers and seas, and discern a person's true nature just by looking or listening.
After all the havoc, only the Buddha himself could finally stop him, not through a straight power contest, but with a higher dimensional trick. Wukong accepted a bet, somersaulted what he thought was to the edge of the universe, and peed on what he believed were 5 pillars, only to discover they were the Buddha's fingers. He was sealed under 5 Elements Mountain for 500 years, surviving on iron pellets and molten copper.
Yet when the seal was finally lifted, he was still strong enough to split the mountain open and continue, as if the centuries were a mile inconvenience. By the end of the journey, he attains Buddhahood as the victorious fighting Buddha. Power levels shift a bit depending on the adaptation, the game, the cartoon, or the modern retelling. But in the original 16th century novel that defines him, Son Wukong is a chaos gremlin who walked into heaven, ate their immortality snacks, beat their army, survived their ultimate punishment furnace, carried cosmic mountains, filled the universe with his body when he felt like it, and only lost when the Buddha stepped in with something beyond normal combat. He is the definition of I do what I want, backed up by enough power, hacks, and pure stubborn immortality to make it stick. That's the Monkey King. Absolute menace and absolute legend.
Archangel Michael, also known as Micheal Demiurgos, stands as one of the absolute pinnacles of power in the DC universe. He is the twin brother of Lucifer Morningstar, the firstborn son of the Presence, the supreme god, who is the source of all that exists, and he embodies the raw, limitless divine energy of creation itself. Where Lucifer is the will, the cunning, shaping intellect, Michael is the dunamis demiurgos, the pure, impersonal power of the presence, the infinite spark of life and light that supplies the boundless substance from which everything is forged. He came into being at the dawn of existence, one of the very first distinctions carved from the endless void by the presence. Alongside Lucifer, and sometimes Gabriel, he played a direct role in birthing the DC multiverse. Michael unleashing infinite raw energy from absolute nothingness, Lucifer channeling and forming it into time, space, causality, concepts, stories, infinite dimensions, and layered realities. Michael forged the raw matter and energy of creation ex nihilo, generating the lifeless cosmos that Lucifer then animated with light, motion, and life. Together, they shaped existence from the endless, beginningless nothingness. He is the loyal, unyielding champion of heaven, the mightiest archangel, the enforcer of divine order, righteousness personified without pride or deceit. His mercy tempers his overwhelming might. He is direct, honorable, and utterly devoted, qualities that make him both the ultimate guardian and occasionally susceptible to trickery by those who exploit trust, such as his betrayal and torture by the traitor angel Sandalphon, who sought to steal the demiurgic power for himself. Michael perpetually sustains and renews all of creation, every atom, every instant, every abstract law and concept across the infinite expanse, from the silver city of heaven to the deepest pits of hell, limbo, the monitor sphere, the source wall, and realms beyond dimensional comprehension. He actively remakes and replenishes reality even as it bleeds toward nothingness, preventing total collapse. His power is a boundless ocean without shores, a word of fire that builds and breaks, rivaling the presence's own scope in raw potency, though always wielded in service, never for personal gain. He dwarfs cosmic entities, abstracts like the endless, multiversal threats, and even divine wrath incarnate. His mere presence or glance can erase lesser beings effortlessly, eager disintegrating angels and demons with a single thought or look. He possesses true immortality beyond conventional time or conceptual death, abstract existence as the spark of life and life, flight on immense wings, telepathy, telekinesis, dimensional travel and gateways, size manipulation, soul and mind mastery, holy energy projection, blasts and explosions capable of wounding Lucifer-level beings, and total invulnerability. His power transcends normal magic or sorcery. It is the foundational force of existence itself. Within the bounds set by his father, he is, effectively, omnipotent in the realms he upholds. His influence is absolute, yet guided by mercy. He empowers justice and redemption, infusing the fallen angel Astar to become the Spectre, God's spirit of vengeance, rather than corruption. But if unleashed without restraint, his power could dissolve creation back into the void. In apocalyptic release, he restrains through sheer will and devotion. Michael alone among the angels can conceive children, due to his demiurgic nature. Lucifer explicitly needs Michael's demiurgic power, or the presence's, as the foundation to shape anything meaningful. Without it, Lucifer's will has no substance to work with. Michael also led heaven's loyal forces against Lucifer's rebellion, decisively defeating and banishing his brother, and the host of heaven's rebels with superior raw might. His presence alone tipped the scales. He personally oversaw aspects of redemption for some fallen angels post-war. And then there's the multiverse thing. At one point, Michael allowed himself to be mortally wounded, stabbed, in the void, in nihilo, outside creation. His death unleashed the full Dunamis Demiurgos as a multiversal scale Big Bang of primal energy, enough raw power to wipe out all life across the existing multiverse if uncontained. Lucifer then shaped this explosion into an entirely new independent multiverse, a new cosmos. Michael later regenerated fully from this event.
When the unbound Spectre, a being of immense multiversal power, capable of bending reality on a vast scale, refused Michael's command and attempted to force entry into heaven or challenge heavenly authority, Michael decisively defeated him in direct combat. He overpowered and humiliated the Spectre with contemptuous ease, treating the wrathful spirit like an insignificant pest or unruly child before casting him back to Earth. Michael even refrained from outright destroying the Spectre, noting that he still served a divine purpose, which served as a humbling lesson in the limits of overreaching divine agents. He is an unbeatable swordsman and master tactician, wielding divine weaponry that can banish or destroy angelic forces. After the war in heaven, the traitor angel Sandalphon captured and tortured Michael for millennia in an attempt to steal or replicate the demiurgic power. Michael endured this without breaking. And the wildest line in the whole mythos, Lucifer himself said that absent certain predestined factors recorded in the Book of Destiny, which encompasses all existence and beyond, Michael could have ascended to claim the Presence's throne as God, his raw power being sufficient to rival or succeed their father in scope. Then there's the scale of where he even operates. Michael exists beyond the void itself, comprehending infinite recursive layers of reality where entire cosmologies are just stories folded inside other stories. Fate and time, the stuff that binds literally everyone else, don't even apply to him the normal way. He's warping reality and concepts on the same tier as Lucifer, and creating or destroying matter and energy on a level that matches the presence.
So, who wins? Let's break it down. Most people hear Monkey King versus Archangel and immediately picture a wild martial arts war. Staff against sword, clones against wings, transformations against holy light. That picture is wrong. This is not a contest of who hits harder or who has the better combat tricks. This is a collision between a being who breaks every rule inside a cosmology and the foundational power that generates cosmologies. Wukong does what he has always done. He stacks every immortality he has ever claimed. He multiplies into an army of perfect copies. He grows until the battlefield can barely contain him. He swings a staff that has measured oceans and threatened to hold up the sky. He laughs at hierarchy and treats death like a temporary inconvenience. Against nearly any opponent in fiction, that combination is overwhelming. Heaven's armies could not hold him, the furnace could not refine him. Only the Buddha ever truly stopped him, and even then it required a higher-order spatial bind rather than a contest of force. For a time, it looks like the same pattern might repeat. Reality strains under the weight of his transformations. Celestial law frays. The Monkey King's chaos spreads the way it always has, loud, irreverent, and seemingly impossible to kill cleanly. Then, the real problem becomes visible. Everything Wukong is doing still requires a stage, space to occupy, time to move through, a continuum that can be defied. Michael is not another powerful being standing on that stage. He is the reason the stage exists at all. He does not need to match the cloud somersault or overpower the Rui Jingu Bong in a direct clash. He is the sustaining force without which somersaults, staffs, clones, and immortal bodies have no medium in which to occur. Wukong escalates the only way he knows. He tries to become larger than the conflict itself. He tries to fill everything. He tries to turn the fight into pure, ungovernable defiance, the same defiance that once made the courts of heaven look temporary. But the larger he becomes, the more completely he is contained by the power that generates scale. The more clones he creates, the more versions of himself exist inside the same foundational energy. The more fiercely he rejects authority, the more clearly he demonstrates that rebellion is still a relationship to something more fundamental than himself.
Michael does not answer with fury or matching spectacle. His nature is quieter and far more absolute. He does not erase the Monkey King the way one deletes an enemy. He simply remains what he has always been, the substance that underpins existence. Trying to overpower that substance is like trying to drown the ocean by swimming harder. Every immortality Wukong stacked, every transformation he mastered, every act of cosmic vandalism he ever committed, still happened inside a reality that Michael's power continuously upholds. The fight does not end with a sealed mountain or a final exchange of blows. It ends with the recognition that every victory condition the Monkey King has ever used presupposes a reality that continues to exist. Michael is the reason it continues. When that distinction becomes clear, there is nothing left for Wukong to break that is not already downstream of the power opposing him. Son Wukong can humble heavens. He cannot humble the power that makes heavens possible. Micheal Demiurgos wins.